Hey, I'm Jusko from ProudMoney.com. In this video, we are going to look at the best business credit cards on the market today. We're going to do a top 10 ranking, but while it is going to be a ranking, really any of these cards in the top 10 might be the right one for your business depending on your needs. So there's no way to rank them in a way that is right for every single business. So we'll talk about the features and who they might be right for as we go along. This top 10 is going to be just general use business credit cards from sort of mostly the big banks. We're not going to go into co-brand cards, and there are a ton of them on the travel end in particular. We're going to talk about those on the back end and when they might be right for you. But right now, let's do that top 10, and then we'll go further after that. Number one on our list as I make this video, the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card. No annual fee. You're getting 1.5% cash back on all of your purchases with the card across the board. No categories to worry yourself with 1.5% everywhere. The biggest selling point of this card as I make this video, and the reason it is number one, is because it has a huge bonus, especially for a card that doesn't have an annual fee. You can earn $900 cash back as a new card holder if you spend $6,000 with the card in the first 3 months, which, if you can do the math, is an average of about $2,000 per month in order to be able to hit that bonus. So that is a huge offer on a no annual fee card. Even though the 1.5% is actually a little bit less than you can get in terms of cash back or other rewards from some other business cards out there, that bonus is so good, it's got to be number one. Number two and three, I'm going to do at the same time. They're the blue business cards from American Express, and they're sort of two sides of the same coin. Blue Business Cash and Blue Business Plus. The Blue Business Cash card, no annual fee, 2% cash back on all of your purchases up to $50,000 worth of purchases per year. If you went beyond $50,000, those purchases would earn you 1% cash back. The Blue Business Plus card is part of the membership rewards program. If you are more interested in that, this may be the card that you would want. Blue Business Plus is giving you 2 membership rewards points per dollar on all of your purchases across the board. And if you went beyond the $50,000 cap, that same cap, you would get 1 membership reward point per dollar after $50,000. So really, if you look at these cards, if you're interested in them, essentially a 2% reward, especially on the cash back side, you could make the case that maybe those 2 membership rewards points per dollar could be worth more. So if you're very familiar with the membership rewards program and you feel like you can get greater value than just a 2% cash back card, you might want to go that way. But for a lot of business owners who don't want to overthink it, the Blue Business Cash card might be the way to go. Number 4 is the Business Platinum card from American Express. Now, this card is a totally different animal because it has a $695 annual fee that you are looking at. If your business is very travel focused, if you have to travel a lot for your business or employees have to travel, then this is a card that maybe you would consider. You're going to get nice rewards on your travel, 5 membership rewards points per dollar on flights, 5 membership rewards points per dollar on hotels that are booked through AmexTravel.com. You're going to have access to the Global Lounge Network, which is American Express's Centurion Lounges, and a wide network. Beyond that, American Express generally considered to have the best airport lounge network of any of the card issuers. And then you have a lot of other travel credits and rebates as well, and up to $200 airline credit, 35% rebate when you use your points to book travel on this card with certain airlines or certain levels in terms of like business class, first class, that sort of thing, TSA PreCheck or global entry credits, and a lot more going on here. For a lot of people, really that 5X on airfare and hotels and the Global Lounge Collection is what they want the most, and these other things they'll kind of pick off as they make sense. It depends on you, whether it's $695 seems like, a huge annual fee to pay, or whether it seems like just another business expense and it's nice to sort of get some rewards and have a little luxury when you're in the airport. This is a card that you might consider. So it depends on what kind of business you're running. Number 5 on the list, the Wells Fargo Signify Business Cash Card, a new business credit card that has come out in the last year. No annual fee, 2% cash back on all of your purchases across the board. As I make this video, there is a nice big bonus opportunity for new cardholders, $500 if you spend $5,000 in the first 3 months of having it. So what's not to like? Number 6 on the list, the Chase Inc. Business Preferred, $95 annual fee. You are earning 3 points per dollar, or what you could think of as 3% cash back if you choose to redeem that way. 3 points per dollar on a number of categories. Shipping, 3 points per dollar on internet, cable, phone services, 3 points per dollar on travel, 3 points per dollar on advertising with social media or with search engines, 1 point per dollar on everything else. You have a 90,000 point bonus opportunity, which you could think of as $900 if you took it as cash if you spend $8,000 with the card in the first 3 months of having it. At least that is the offer as I make this video. So obviously a big spend to get there. Now the points you earn on this card, I just said, could be cash back, 3 points per dollar equaling 3%, or 90,000 points equaling $900. But you also could take those points and book travel through the Chase Travel booking portal and actually get a 25% boost on those points. So those 3% categories you could start to think of as 3.75% in terms of a reward, and you could do the math on the other things as well. So you can get a little extra on those points when you book through the Chase Travel portal, and then you also can access Chase's travel transfer partners if you want to take your points and transfer them into the frequent flyer or hotel program of partners like United, Southwest, Marriott, Hyatt, and others as well. So you have a little bit more in terms of options to use your points with the Chase Inc. Business Preferred than you would with some of the other Chase Inc. cards, especially those that have no annual fee. Number 7 on that list, the U.S. Bank Triple Cash Rewards Card. No annual fee. You're getting 3% cash back in a number of different categories, and you can see if they line up with your business. 3% back on gas or electric vehicle charging, 3% back on office supplies, 3% back on cell phone services, 3% back at restaurants, and then 1% back everywhere else. You have a nice big bonus opportunity for new cardholders. You could earn $750 on the upfront here if you can meet the spend requirements. So a card that, again, if it matches up with this type of spending that you are doing with your business, could work very well, especially with that no annual fee. Number 8 is the Capital One Venture X Business Card, and if that Business Platinum from American Express was maybe a little too rich for your blood in terms of its big annual fee, this one more doable and more credits that you can easily see how you're going to use. So it has a $395 annual fee, but every year you have a $300 travel credit for travel that you book through Capital One's travel portal. So that's essentially going to come right back to you when you book travel, and you can think of that as sort of knocking out part of that annual fee. And then every year when you pay the annual fee again, you're going to get a 10,000 point bonus that would be worth another $100. And so between that $300 credit and that $100 bonus, that's sort of like $400 on a $395 annual fee card before you even get to the rewards and other things, which includes 2 points per dollar on all of your purchases with the card. You also get a huge bonus on this card potentially, although as I make this video, you'd have to spend $30,000 in 3 months in order to get the big 150,000 point bonus, which is worth $1,500, but you have to spend an awful lot to get it. You get access to the Capital One lounges as well as the Priority Pass network of airport lounges. So the Capital One lounge is very nice, although there aren't a whole lot of them, and then the Priority Pass network gives you a whole lot more than that. Note that this is a charge card in the fact that you have to pay it off in full every month, which is different than the Capital One Venture X for consumers, which is a card that you can't actually rotate your balance month to month. So you do have to pay this off each month. Number 9 is the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card. Yes, another business card from Chase, and this is the other no annual fee business card from Chase. This card is another one where you're going to want to kind of look at the categories that give you enhanced rewards and see if they line up with your business. You're getting 5% cash back, or 5 points per dollar on office supply store purchases, 5% back on internet, cable, and phone services, 2% back at gas stations, 2% back at restaurants, 1% back everywhere else. You have a big bonus opportunity as I make this video. You could earn $750, but it's actually a split bonus. So even if you don't hit both, you can at least get some bonus. $350 if you spend $3,000 in the first 3 months, and then an additional $400 if you spend $6,000 in the first 6 months of having the card. Both of those, I think, doable for most small businesses. So put that together, $750 in bonuses on a no annual fee card that has some pretty good reward categories as well. So you think about that and see if it fits your business. And then rounding out our top 10, number 10 is the American Express Plum card. Now this card is very different than any that we have talked about so far. It's got a $250 annual fee, and the main point of this card in terms of its attractiveness is that purchases that you make on it can actually be stretched out for 60 days before you pay them off. So if you want to have a little more cash flow and you want to have that option to take longer to pay off the purchases that you put on your card, you get that here. Now you also do have the option to pay those balances very quickly, and if you do so within 10 days of the closing date of the last statement, well then you'll get 1.5% cash back on those purchases that you make. So if you don't ever need the 60 days, then you'll get 1.5% cash back as long as you pay fairly quickly. But if you want to have that 60 days in your back pocket, or you want to just use it on a regular basis, well then you have that with the Plum card. But again, you do have a $250 annual fee. So you're paying something up front to have a little extra protection. So those are your top 10 sort of general interest business credit cards. Now I do want to talk about some other cards and card issuers that might be of interest to you if you have specific needs or specific desires different than the cards that we've talked about. First off is the co-brand travel cards. So pretty much every airline and hotel chain that you might be interested in is going to have one or more business credit cards that you might want to take a look at. So Delta, United, American Airlines, Southwest, JetBlue, Marriott, Hilton, Hyatt, and others are going to have business credit cards where if you are already spending regularly on a certain airline or spending regularly with a certain hotel chain, you're going to want to take a closer look at those and see if you want to use those to sort of piggyback off of money that you're already spending at a specific airline or hotel chain. Now obviously the downside of these cards is that they are a little less flexible in terms of the rewards that you earn. You're getting those frequent flyer miles with a particular airline or those points with a particular hotel chain, which means you can't use them as widely as you could with those general interest cards that we've sort of talked about. That might be okay with you, or maybe in the case of some of the airline cards, you can use some of the airline networks out there, the alliances out there, to use your points in other ways. But you do have a certain restriction with these cards, which may or may not be okay with you. And then I also want to mention a handful of co-brand business credit cards with certain store chains. First off, with either Lowe's or Home Depot, you have business credit cards with both of those chains. So if you're a contractor in particular, that might make sense for you. I think the Lowe's card is a better offering than what Home Depot offers, but obviously you have to think about which one you generally want to be shopping at as a business owner. In terms of Amazon, you have two cards that you could choose from. It's essentially, if you are an Amazon Prime member, you could get the Prime Business Card. If you're not a Prime member, you could get the other Amazon Business Card. So if you do a lot of your business spending with Amazon, then obviously those cards are going to make sense to take a closer look at. And then in terms of a couple of the warehouse clubs out there, there's a Costco Business Credit Card, and there also is a Sam's Club Business Credit Card. Both of those are strong, particularly in the gas area in terms of rewards. So if that's something that matches up with your business, you'll definitely want to take a closer look at that. And then finally, you might have noticed that I have not mentioned one major card issuer, and that is Bank of America. Bank of America does have a number of business credit cards that are only okay on the surface. However, if you are part of their business preferred rewards program, meaning that you have business checking with them, and then you have a certain amount of deposits in that checking and or other Bank of America and Merrill accounts with them, well then you could potentially boost the rewards that you earn on their credit cards by up to 75%. So all of a sudden their cards that seem sort of mediocre in my eyes, well they get a lot better if you're getting 75% more than you would be on the surface. So if you are part of a Bank of America's business preferred rewards program, or you'd be willing to park some money with Bank of America, well then you could earn more on your business credit cards. So that is it. It's obviously tough to cover the whole business credit card landscape in a video of this length, and this has already been plenty lengthy. So if you have other questions, put them in that comment section below and I will do my best to answer them if I can. Otherwise, I thank you for watching, and as always, please go to proudmoney.com where we do credit card reviews, we talk personal finance, we talk deals, and all sorts of other fun stuff too. If you're not going to leave a comment or go to the website, there's another video you're going to want to watch. It's right there.